I'm happy that you've chosen to take my class. Let's begin by discussing our class project. You will be creating a short sequence of shots to tell a mini story using manual mode on your DSLR, mirrorless camera, or even your iPhone. What we are aiming for is a short sequence less than 30 seconds with as many or as little shots as you'd like. Your story could be a day at the beach, walking through the forest, whatever you want. Just keep it simple. I'll have more tips in lesson 19 on filming your sequence. I'll go into more detail in the next lesson on what I think a story is, but for the sake of this project, when I use the word story, I just mean a simple beginning, middle, and end. It does not need to be life-changing. For example, you could do something like this. A 3-shot sequence, or something more complex. The idea here is to showcase the techniques learned after taking the course and to apply them to your shot sequence. We also want to see the technical choices you've made in order to achieve your story sequence. So bonus points go to those who post their technical specs on each shot. This could be placed within the shot sequence itself with a graphic, or written beneath your uploaded video when you post your project to the project gallery. As you go through the lessons, be inspired by what you learn and experiment with ideas as they come up. If you can, watch while you have your camera in your hand so you can move the dials and test out the camera as you watch and learn. Take your camera with you places after watching a lesson and test out each learned technique. And the biggest thing I would encourage you to do is to experiment. Don't worry about getting the perfect shot. Just get something on camera and repeat the process. Use your story ideas as your guide for your shots. If you don't have any ideas now, I'm certain you'll have some after watching more lessons. What's so great about a project like this is that it's short and sweet, it's low commitment, and you'll have high gains in learning and experience. One thing I'm always pleased with is that no opportunity is wasted. Even the times you feel like, oh, that shoot was terrible. You might go in and see your shots and be super happy with them, or you might think, oh, actually, these are terrible shots, but you're not losing much. You could just chalk it up as another learning experience. So I take that as a word of encouragement. If you aren't happy with your work, just try again. Fail quickly. This is part of the learning cycle. What you will need is access to a camera. It could be a DSLR, mirrorless camera, or iPhone with an app to control manual video settings. Any camera with manual settings will do fine. If you are using an iPhone or an Android, I recommend any of the apps listed here. They will allow you to have full control over your video settings, which again is essential for this class. Because there are so many different camera brands, this is not going to be a class going through menus, showing you where things are in menus, because it's different for every camera. The goal for this class is to teach you how to apply the universal settings and filming techniques to get started on any camera with manual mode. There is a lot to learn when you first start filming with your camera, and it can be challenging because there's a lot of settings and functions on a camera and they're all interconnected. So if you're altering one thing, you're most likely going to affect another thing. There will be moments or full lessons dedicated to providing lots of information at once on a given camera setting or technique. There will also be moments where this information will be applied to practical examples, so the information doesn't just stay theoretical. During these moments of information loading, do your best to remain calm, take notes if you need to, ask questions. It's important to understand how and why these settings work so that you will have full control when applying them practically to your video projects. My goal is to teach you filmmaking settings, their uses in practical situations, and how they support story so that you can apply these principles to all types of filmmaking, from short films to YouTube and even to paid client work. I hope you're excited to get started. Let's go.